spending time being hard on yourself is the biggest waste of time of anything that you could ever do as a business owner. I want to tell you why. You're going to make mistakes in your business. And by mistake, I mean that things aren't going to go the way that you plan them to go. The more time that you spend being self-loathing and saying, man, I'm dumb, I'm not skilled, you're taking away time from the important work. And that is the work of getting better, the work of learning, the work of thinking. So when I was an employee and I made a mistake, I would get so hard on myself. Oh man, I should have known better. I should have done this if I would have worked harder, right? And there's an entire system of accountability in many places of employment that reinforce that belief. But as an entrepreneur, this is what I've learned is that that's of no benefit to me. If I told my customer I was going to do something and I'm unable to deliver on what I said, I own up to it. I learn from that experience and I try again. Because people who understand your value give you grace to err, to make errors. Give yourself the same grace as an entrepreneur and as a business leader. You're not always going to get it right, but guess what? You don't have to. What you do have to do is learn. You have to do the hardest work of it all, and that is to think. You're going to think regardless, but thinking with intention is totally different than just thinking, right? Your mind is generating ideas, thoughts, creating scenarios all day long. But when you can start to get control over what your mind thinks about and say, I'm going to look at this situation as an objective outside observer and say, what could I have done differently in that experience? That way you can create a narrative in your mind that says, when I encounter this same or similar situation in the future, you would have already rehearsed mentally what you will do differently. That is productive. Wasting all your time just to be hard on yourself about what you didn't do, what you could have done, what you should have done, huge waste of time. Having a pity party, huge waste of time. Blaming external factors on something that you can control internally, the biggest waste of time. So think about this. You can go through and say, I wasn't afforded this opportunity. If I looked different, if I spoke differently, I would be afforded some opportunity. Some of the most successful men and women that I know are not particularly articulate. They don't dress, quote unquote, particularly well, but they do know how to solve a problem. They do know how to add value. That's what you have to learn how to do as an entrepreneur. And you don't get to learn that and become great at that by being self-loathing. All right? Treat yourself with compassion. Treat yourself with grace. Learn from experiences that you encountered. Learn not to assign negative or positive values to them. Approach those experiences with neutrality. Analyze them from a place of neutrality, saying that here's an experience. It either supported my mission or it didn't. If it did, great, I want to understand why so I can do more of that or get better at that. If it did not support my mission, that's great. I want to understand that so I can do less of that, eliminate that, tweak that, whatever that you have to do in order to support your mission. How do you take care of your customers, your clients better? How do you take care of your employees better? How do you promote the business better? How do you build the brand of your business better? All of these experiences, failures, successes, trials, triumphs that you'll experience in business, they're all points that you can learn from. You have the experience, you take some time to separate your emotions from it, and then you look at it neutrally and say, What happened? Analyze it. What can I learn from it? How can I apply that knowledge forward in future interactions? Well, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Take a moment, like this video, comment anything that resonated with you, and then subscribe to this channel if you found this content valuable. I want to keep producing this content and sharing it with you. Until next time.